Okay, let's work on getting the status count here for each of the statuses. So we can do this in our status filters here. And we can have a new piece of state for every status that we need the count for. So in this case, we need 5. So for example, we can make a new one here for status all count. And then in the mount method, we can do this status all count is idea count. And then we can do the same for the other statuses as well. So for example, for all, it would be idea where status ID is 1, and then we can count that, and that would work. So we would have 5 extra queries here, and that's fine. These queries run really fast, but if you wanted to do it in one query, so we can minimize the amount of queries that we're running, we can do that as well, and that's what I'm going to do here. So let's get rid of this, and let's let's change the one we currently have to status count. And actually, let me just change this. And let's work in raw SQL for now. So let's open up SQL Ace. And this is how you would get the current count. And I have an alias for all statuses here. And right now there are 101. So we can just add the different cases for each status. So it would be something like count case when status ID equals 1. Then 1 end, and then we can alias it. So this one is open, and that would work. And I believe there's no comma for the last one. There we go. And we can do the same for the other statuses. So let me just paste those in. So there we go. We counted all of the statuses in one query. So let's go ahead and do this in Laravel. So for the status count, we can do idea, and we can do select raw, and for the first one it's going to be count star as all statuses, and we can just chain on the other select raws as well. So I'm going to add a query here just so the select raws line up. Okay, and then we can add the other ones as well. So select raw count case when status ID equals 1, then 1 end as open, and let me just paste the rest in. Okay, so I pasted the rest in, and let's change it to an array. And let's see if this is correct. So let's just die and dump everything to see if we did this correctly. Status count. Okay. And let's see what we get. So back here, idea not found. To array, I think we have to call first. First. Okay, so we do get an idea here, or an array I mean, and the counts look correct. So I'm going to move this to the status model. You can leave it here if you want, but it makes sense to put it on the status model to me. So we can do something like, actually, let me just grab this because that's going to go in there. We can do something like status get count. So it's going to be a static method. So let's go ahead and put it on the status model. Let's import status as well. Okay. So status, let's say get count. And it's a static function, like I said. And we can just paste that in. So return this, and yeah, that should be good. So we can go ahead and use it on the view here. So let's go to status filters, and we can make use of that variable here. So I'll just add it for this one, and I'll paste the rest in. So it should be status count, and we have it as an array, and this one is all statuses. Okay, so let me just grab this. Let's see if this works first. So all statuses is 101, and that's correct. So I'm just going to paste in the rest for the other statuses here. Okay, so I added the rest in. Let's see if this works. And it looks like it does. And as you see, our queries only went up by 1. If we did it the other way, we'd have 5 extra queries, which is fine. Like I said, these queries run really fast, but you can see the one that we just made right here. So yeah, that looks good. We'll test everything in the next video. I just want to do a quick fix from the last video. So pagination, like I said, we'll fix it and make it work with Livewire or the Livewire pagination in a later video. But for now, so it works on the default all status. But if I go to a different status, right now it's on considering. If I press next, it will go back to the all status. So it doesn't maintain the current query string. So to do that, just go to our ideas index and we'll make the quick fix here. So I'm just going to comment this out for now and I'll paste in the correct code that maintains the query string. So again, when we use Livewire, we'll put this back. But for now, we have to add this appends method and pass in the query string, and that should maintain the query string. So again, back here, this should still work. But now the other statuses should work as well with pagination. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and make a commit here. This is episode 25. Git commit episode 25. Say status filters count.